Hello, my name is Andrew Katz. I'm a member of River City Drill, and I'm also part of the Drill Team Dynamics coaching network. And today I'm here with you to teach a very fun flow move for any flow segment you're trying to do. And it's something I do a lot of my routines, and I call it a mini Floridian, also known as a double Floridian. So I'll demonstrate it for you. So there's going to be three main components I'm going to break down in this tutorial, and it's going to be, first part is going to be the footwork portion, then it's going to be the practicing toss section, and then it's going to be the body control and head movement perspective. So first, before you attempt this move, make sure you're in a flat, almost soft area for your rifle. So as you can see here, I'm in grass. That way if I drop the rifle in this move, which is very common when first learning, it's not going to break the rifle, not going to break anything around me. And also make sure you're clear away from any bystanders who could potentially get hit by the rifle if you fling it outwards or anywhere. So those are the main things, and just to be wary of when you're first practicing this move. But the first portion of this move is going to be the footwork portion. And so when you first start this move, the main things to keep in mind with footwork is that it's going to be alternating moving your left and right foot over. So when I would have my rifle in my right hand to drag it out, your right foot is going to cross right when you start dragging. And the rifle's still going to be behind you when you do this. And so when you drag it out, you should be at this parade rest position facing the other way with the rifle still behind you. And so when you have the rifle and you bring it forward to toss, that's when it's going to be your left foot moving backwards. So to actually demonstrate with the rifle, as I move, the butt is going to move with me. And this is to make a fluid, very clean movement, as like your body's in sync with your rifle when you're spinning. And so that's how the rifle should move when you move your right foot. It should be in sync, and the faster you go, the easier it is. So here, and then when I would actually go to release, my left foot would be moving right as I launch and right as I get ready to toss my rifle to my left hand. And so those are the main things to keep in mind with footwork. And main thing to practice that is do it without a rifle at first, and just kind of walk yourself through it as you to prepare yourself for the actual toss. And so now to the actual practicing the toss section. There should be three moves you should have down progressively throughout if you're trying to get this move down. These are the moves I recommend for you to build up to. And the first move would be a right-handed drag. And as I did that earlier. And so then it'd be a right-handed drag aerial. And then it'd be a right-handed drag left-left. And so those moves will help you get ready for the toss and get ready for you to prepare. So there's two main components when you are trying to get the toss down. And the main fact is, or the main aspect you're trying to keep in mind when you're doing this is, how do you want it to look? And for me personally, I like them low and fast, and to kind of have this smooth head movement as I watch the rifle go over, and it's kind of like my head's moving or commanding the rifle as I do it. But some people also like to loft theirs a little more, have a little less rotation, and kind of have it higher to add like more height to their flow segment. And it's really up to personal perspective. And but to get the control of that is main thing's going to be how fast you flick your wrist, and then also how high you pop up the rest of your arm to get that height. So if you want them low and fast like I do, main thing is you want to really rotate it, and then you don't want much of a pop-up. You almost want it just enough to get it to the other side, which isn't very much. It's only a 1.5 rotation. But if you're wanting a lot less rotation, more height, that's when you could kind of ease up on the rotation and flick of the wrist and kind of just pop up a little more. And here's the main thing that I find a lot of people struggling with when they're first learning varial moves and such, is the actual pop-up portion. When you drag out and you're getting ready to toss, you want your elbow pinned to your side almost up into the very point of release. And this helps with getting the actual height, and also prevents you from launching outwards because of fear. Once you're scared of like turning around, it's going to hit you. So you toss out and you have this impulsive like throwing the rifle away. And that's what people always struggle with, is that they're lunging for the rifle afterwards. And so you don't want that. So I'm going to demonstrate like what it would look like if I were to launch out the rifle before the actual toss. As you can see, there's not enough time for me to go after it. And that's mainly because I launched my rifle outwards due to fear. And so when it comes to fear factors, the main thing to get over it is just practicing your move and getting familiar with yourself on the rotations. And usually lofting it better at first, not having as much rotation, helps with that when first learning them. And then once you get more experience, the faster and lower comes more with like ease and naturality. So, but those are the main things to keep in mind, is you want this pin up into the very end. And so that's the main toss portion. And so now into the actual body movement, there's not much to it besides obviously you want a strong posture. And the main thing is keeping your planes within, when you're turning, the same. So when I'm here and I'm dragging it out, I want the planes just 180 degrees turn. You don't want this slantedness, because then that's going to mess up some footwork. And that's when you're going to be rotating like a ballerina over to the other side. And so those are the main things to keep in mind when you're actually doing the turn, is just keep your planes very flat and very rotating 180 degrees fully, and not like cutting your shot short. And also the pins are very important. When you want your pin, when you're doing the right-handed drag, your left arm should be pinned straight to your body. And then right onto release, that's when you let go of your left pin, and this hand goes straight. You don't need this right hand lingering anymore. Go straight down to your right thigh, seam of your pants, for the catch. And then you do whatever out of it. So those are the main things with body, and obviously keeping a upwards body posture will help have the move be cleaner. And so also when you do a turning motion into it, when you do the actual release, you don't want to be leaning back too much to catch it, because it's going to ruin your posture, your body posture. So you want to kind of keep it very, you want to stand up straight when you do it. And that's just something, these are things to keep in mind. It comes with strength and comes with practice when you do it. So you don't want to be leaning too far back. But that about concludes the actual instructional part. And that concludes it really. So I'm going to demonstrate it one more time for you guys. And that's it, really. Just keep practicing it, and the main thing is to make sure you're safe and you're comfortable with your throws. And a lot of this is a good trusting exercise with you and your drill. And once you kind of get this like first kind of almost varial, if you're struggling with turnaround moves that are higher, this is a good building block into that. And this is also going to help with a lot of your flow segments. I highly recommend this. I put this in a lot of my routines, and it's a nice little feature to put in there, and it adds a little bit of flavor, I feel. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and that concludes it.